Hello, everyone. Welcome to Save News TV. I'm your host, AZ Hubbard. I have been MIA for about a month. We celebrated our 10th year anniversary and Save News 10 years. Today we have a great topic, and I had to bring in some reinforcements to help me out, and who other than the great, the anointed Apostle Carmena.
Greetings, everybody.
Yes. Let's
audience.
Yes, give them a hand.
Yes.
So as we begin this right here today, I'm going to say that we'll be delving into several areas of what's really going on here. And so I encourage you to like us on all our social media platforms, share, follow, subscribe. But most importantly, make sure that you have, if you have Roku or Amazon Fire TV, that you add our channel, because there's a strong possibility that there's a strong possibility, everybody. Hey, Christina. Hey, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
There's a strong possibility that the social media platform is going to take this down. I waited until like an hour before we were going on to start to even publicize this, because we know the deal. Again, Save News TV on Amazon Fire or Roku. And you will be able to not just watch this topic, but a lot of information, some things that's not even on the social media, like our 10th anniversary celebration. It is not on our social media. It will not be on our social media, but it is on our TV network. And you can go over there and enjoy it for free. But anyway, Carmena, let's get it. Now that we've gotten all the formalities out, what we're going to do is a little background. As you all know, Kanye West came out week before last with some statements, and they were deemed. Wait a minute. Before we start, we're going to say this. This has nothing to do about any other religion, any other ethnic group. We are talking to the body of Christ. We're talking to everyone, and as far as everyone, we're not targeting or trying to be anything other than that. And we're specifically going to talk to the black community, okay? Because there's certain things you all need to be doing. So anyway, with that said, Kanye West came out and he said a few things, and which was deemed anti-Semitic. He apologized, and as we know, the wrath came upon him and attacked his finances. And as he said, he was a billionaire one day, and the next day he wasn't. So in less than 24 hours, he lost his status as a billionaire. Now, fast forward from there to last week, Kyrie Irving shared a post on Twitter, and so he didn't say anything. He just put the shared of thing. He's not selling it. He didn't promote it. He just shared a link. And from there, he became suspended. Several African American, black, everybody that looked like us, ain't us, came out against him, saying that he should be fired. He should be suspended, calling him an idiot. And there were several other choice things that was said about Kyrie Irving. And also, not only was he suspended for 5 games, He cannot come back to work. He lost his deal with the sneaker company. He cannot come back to work until he performs this laundry list of things for sharing a link. So anyway, Carmena, jump in here, honey.
Um, Greetings, everyone. I am just almost at a loss for words um for what has been going on, and it is like it has touched me very deeply. Like in my heart, just going out towards our community, and I think more so because like you said, Az, it's certain things that we should be doing, and the ones that he chose apparently are us, and there are countless others that are sounding the alarm. But it's very, very. If you're not sad about it, you should be. If you're not bothered by it, you should be. And I also would like to note that this type of, I would say, public lynching
No,
is
I like to call it butt breaking.
butt breaking.
Butt breaking. That's
Um,
what it is. It's
it's
called a
certainly
buck breaking.
certainly that, because
Yes.
um, along if we just it brings a whole litany of things into question in
Yes.
regards to our government, in regards to our constitution, and also in regards to what we believe.
Yes.
And if you are a Christian, then I would question your belief if you are free or you declare freedom
Right.
and you don't fight for freedom for others. So it's a like she said, it's a whole lot of
It's a
things.
whole lot. There's the
Yeah,
spiritual, there's the natural, there's the financial,
yeah,
there's the history aspect of it.
yeah,
We're going to be doing a series on this because we're going to need to break this all the way down,
yeah,
just like we did the last year when we did the demonic thing with
yep,
because there's too many elements in this.
yeah.
So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, we are going to talk about the history. Okay, so let's just use plain science. It is, and I'm not going to go deep. I'm just going to say this. It is a known fact that the first people that was found by scientists was a black female. Ended there. Now, now let's talk about history. The other aspect of this is history, where we have, if we look back in slavery and we look at the way that they control the slaves, talk about slave masters,
Mm-hmm.
was not only did they dehumanize them, they made them an example. And as I was sharing with you the other day when I was talking to you, that the Lord gave me a revelation of this situation. And he said they took the strongest of the weakest to make an example of. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Kyrie Irving apologized, Kanye West apologized, and generally when somebody does something in this magnitude, what they consider this magnitude, an apology is sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Mm-hmm.
no, an apology is not sufficient for this.
Mm-hmm.
There is, like I stated, there is a laundry list on which Kyrie Irving must do, their bullet points, in order for him to return to work for sharing a link to a tweet. Awesome.
Well, the thing about it, even with Kyrie Irving, what I'm noticing across all the different people who are reporting, no matter what he says, and this one particular interview, and he said, "I take responsibility for how this has been played out in the media, or how it was misconstrued," and he said, "I, He was like, I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I mean, nothing he says, what they basically, like you said, it is exactly what you said. Because they want to, it's almost like they want a trained answer, something like yes or no.
Yes.
And Kyrie is of the nature of this man is like, and you'll see the label on most of his interviews is like, I will not fall down, I will not come down from what I believe in. And so he's fashioning his statements as to not go against what he believes.
All right. So what exactly? So what I'm going to do is read the list of what he must do because he shared a link. First, he must issue an apology for posting a link to a movie on October 27, condemn the harmful and false contents, and make it clear that he does not have any anti-Jewish beliefs. Now, he has apologized 3 times. But anyway, I'm going to go on. Number 2, he must complete anti-hate causes that Irving, the Nets, and the Anti-Defamation League agree upon in their joint release on November 2nd, including a $500,000 donation towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in communities. 3, complete sensitivity training created by the Nets. 4, complete anti-Semitic, anti-hate training designed by the Nets. 5, meet with representatives from the Anti-Defamation League as well as the Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. 6, after completing 1 to 5, meet with the owner, Joe Tassi, and lead franchise officials and demonstrate the lessons learned and that the gravity of the harm caused in this situation is understood, and provide assurances that this type of behavior will not be repeated. Now, the question is, point number 1, he got the link from Amazon. So let's just do some little fact checking here. Who owns Amazon? Bezos. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Bezos. Correct.
So now, and it's still available on Amazon if you want to try on over there to purchase it. Now, why have not, like I said, this is not against any religious group. I'm just asking, why have they not gone after Jeff Bezos since he got this on his platform? Question number 1. I have the answer. You know what the answer is? Because Jeff Bezos is in negotiations to purchase the Nets. Okay? Well, let's go here.
Well, let's go there.
Well, let's go here, baby. Let's go. Okay? So it's a money thing. So instead of condemning the person that have it for sale, you can go over there now, type it in, buy it, download it if you want to watch it. Okay? So, question number 2. He did not write, produce, get financing for any of this. Okay? So he has no money invested in this project. The movie been out for years. So why have they, all these years, why isn't there a push to go after the people that wrote, produced, and created the movie? Okay? Question number 3. And this one is a good question, just like the other questions that I have to ask. Why is it that Kyrie Irving has to complete these 5 steps like he is a child?
Mercy.
Like he is a child in order for him to go back to work. Now I have some theories. This is AZ's opinion. Number one, they're trying to butt break him and make him bend his knee and be an example. After they butt break you, they're going to make sure that nobody else come forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is another little tidbit that just is not out here for everybody. Now, Shaq came out and called Kyrie an idiot. All right? But what people fail to realize is that Shaq, many years ago, played the exact same movie in his theaters, but nobody came for him. Help me to understand. I think it's because, Kyrie came against he stood up, and you know what? He ended up being right, because now the state of New York has to reimburse and rehire everyone that did not and give them back pay. Nice. So they're already mad with this because he already won that battle. But I'm just asking for a friend. How does this make sense? And if this is the thing, if this is the new way, let's go back to all the movies about slavery. Mm-hmm. Because I'm hurt when I see certain movies when I see an Emmett Till movie or several movies, it hurts me to see my people beaten, traumatized. So now I'm gonna need an apology, and I need a 5-step thing for you to go back to work, and they need to be fired.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to take the whole conversation. Carmena, go on.
No, you're all correct. I share the same sentiments, and for us being Black women, career women, me in the corporate sector, you in the media sector, this is a common practice in what I've experienced in my tenure as a Black woman in America. The same practices occur on different levels, and it is a means to publicly embarrass or make an example out of, so the rest of us will go the same route.
Right. I'm going to put you in check. I want to see what I do to him, so you be scared to do it to you. Right. And now I'm going to say that I'm not just throwing shade on this end. I'm going to throw shade on this end too. Now, there's been only two people that I've seen, and I got to get on my phone to find it, that's come out publicly. I mean, as far as there's no NBA players, okay? Because they're too scared of their bag. They're too scared. But what they don't realize, if they took a seat and supported them, who gonna play the games?
Who? Man.
Who gonna play the games?
Mercy.
I'm just asking. You can't come out and support him, or at least just say nothing. I have no comment. No, you got to give a whole dissertation, demand somebody be suspended, call them idiots, continue with the butt breaking. Because one thing about slavery that's always been a thing is not only do you butt break the strongest, the biggest, and the strongest, then you send out the HNs, and I won't call what that mean. Y'all know what that mean.
Say that again.
Slavery. They send out the HNs to condemn those that dare to have an opinion, to want freedom.
I think it was Boyce Watkins that stood up.
Well, yeah, Dr. Boyce Watkins, he went in. Dr. Umar Johnson went in, but I'm talking about people that what is his name? Lord have mercy. I'm trying to. Yeah, Dr. Boyce Watkins went in. Dr. Umar Johnson went in. there were several people that went in as far as commentators, but it's got to be beyond commentators. It's got to be the whole entire community. Yes. Nike stopped Kyrie's contract. This means that we need some unity in this community, and that means you don't need to be buying no Nike. Okay, you don't need to be turning on no games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
And you, even if you don't, you know, this is beyond, like I said, this has gone far beyond the initial thing. Yeah. You know, this is a butt breaking.
Totally that. Totally. And, to be honest, if we ourselves in our communities were already united, I don't believe it would have got this far. But this is the normal way that we have treated one another over history, is that there are the scared people and there's the about it people. And so because of the world system, you know, they pull certain strings, and certain ones of us get automatically fearful of our livelihood and things. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. What I'm saying is, at some point, this stuff has now spilled over into the massive public sector, and if it has hit this level, it's pretty much a deal. This right here has the propensity to create laws on these things, or to change laws now.
Exactly.
They're saying, like, if we do this to Kanye, if we do this to Kyrie, like you said, wow, all of the black boys, the black children buying these Kyries, this is massive.
It is.
It's massive. They wait on Kyrie's shoes to come out.
Exactly.
And now they're not going to come out with Kyrie 8.
Exactly. And they are, I don't know why I can't find it. I'll look for it later. But, and they're, you know, this is the man that the next generation looks up to and the people love. So, what we're going to do is we're going to destroy him. Now, I'm going to say this. Like I said, it's not just this side. We're going to talk about this side too. We have a lot of these men out here. You manosphere guys, you want to take up a cause instead of demonizing the women, the black women? Let's get on board and support your brother. Let's start building something.
Yes.
Build. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Build. Because if you have built something, then what? If you have a team, then Kyrie could say, hey, going over here to my brother team.
Correct.
But there is no building.
But the thing about it, we don't know who people have built with, and what people are connected to behind the scenes. We don't know that.
Exactly.
And so people are building, but they're building to for their own selves. They're not building necessarily for the community.
Exactly.
And so when something like this happens, they kind of have to, because of the deals that were already made.
Right. And I understand you might need to make a deal to even get in the room or whatever.
Right.
But you can also step out of the room. You can get with certain people that have the same mindset. And so, like I said, it's not like these people that are black, that have that kind of money, have been united together to build a community. Let's not get confused.
Right.
Okay. So I call it the OJ syndrome. And when everything is going one way, you over here. But when things go bad, then you want to run over here with us.
Right.
Okay. So like I said, it's not just a one-sided fault here. It's a both-sided fault here. Exactly. As far as our community is concerned.
Now I don't know who we are. We really don't know who we are.
And right, you look at Diddy. I don't blame Diddy for investing his money. He just gave invested $10 million into Twitter. But how about you invest that another 10 million into the black community that's going to build something to establish solely
Right.
for the community,
Right.
not just once, as far as an investment. We understand investments. We're not mad at you, but some of these brothers and sisters, but mainly the brothers, you all want to lead. You want to be the head. Go ahead. Go build something. Build.
Right. It has to be. It has to be, like you said, a balanced thing, because someone has to get in the middle of this intersection of, like, even mistruths, like even the omission of Black history in public schools, even because it all ties in together for us not knowing who we are. And
Exactly.
again, I keep going back to Kyrie, because Kyrie is saying basically,
I know who I
know
am.
who I am, and I'm not bending from that. And like, he posed a question to one of the interviewers. He said, "So can I get that same energy when we talk about the 300 million of my people buried in this country? Can we get that same energy when we talk about that, about what you think that I'm against, that I'm not against?
Exactly.
Can we have that conversation?" But I'm just proud to be 30 years old, to be where I'm at, because that is saying something in America, that Black men have gained status and are able to write their own ticket, in a sense, until you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing.
Exactly. Exactly. So since you brought that up, I'm going to play a part of I'm gonna play the interview now, and we're gonna commentate in between, so it's gonna be a start and stop type of thing, because we want to talk about what Kyrie said during this interview, and his outtake of this, because it's very telling, and it is very important for us to look at this. Okay, so let's hear what Kyrie has to say here.
Are you sorry for the hurt that your posts caused people?
I take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary.
Okay, so what Kyrie is saying is that I didn't, I apologize, but I didn't make the documentary. I just posted it.
Right.
So let's go on with what he's saying. For copyright, for those that normally watch us, we know that for copyright reasons and for us to stay out of trouble, we have to commentate in between this, okay? So here we go.
So, taking my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your values?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Are you surprised?
Okay, so now he's talking about some points that was made in the documentary, and I'm glad that he, recognized that, apologized, and well, he should. So what else does he say here?
That reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people.
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid, learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from? and why I'm proud to stand here, and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through, and the fact that this is pinning me against the Jewish community, and I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create, and it was something I shared, and I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility, then that's where I sit. So, you know, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it.
Okay, so now there we go. I mean, we have a lot of people that are, we have a lot of people that are saying certain things, but Kyrie was very, very clear about what his stance was. He apologized for what, you know, some of the things that was in the movie, even though he did not create the movie. He did not create the movie. He did not, only thing he did was click share. He didn't put any commentary or anything else of that nature on this particular thing. But a good question was, where was the media when things are going on in the black community? Where's the media then? Where are they when the atrocities against black people are happening? And do they keep this same type of energy? We need to have this same type of energy regardless of who has been offended.
But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day.
Now, he said that he's giving his opinion on what is happening here. You know, when you ask him a professional question, he answers the professionally. When you ask him something on his difference, he gives his personal opinion. Only thing you want is for everybody to keep that same energy. Okay, if this is the new standard, because the goalposts always move. The goalposts always move when it's someone black. You know, it's here, but then if it's someone black, it jumps over and go here. So, okay, so it's over here now. Only thing I'm saying is, and that we're saying is, keep that same energy when it comes to someone else. There shouldn't be a double standard. There shouldn't be a double standard. Okay, let's listen some more here to what he's saying.
And you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return. Figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things. Because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. And doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So.
Okay. And that's a normal thing. Just because you post something, you know, there's things that, you know, you might post a something from the news. And that doesn't mean that you agree with everything in the news. You know, it's just this part of the news I want to talk about, whatever. But he didn't even say anything. Nothing. He just posted a link. And again, like I stated, the Holocaust most definitely happened. Most definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And those that are offended by the presence of that movie, they need to go after Jeff Bezos for having it on Amazon. They need to go after the people that finance, the people that wrote this movie. Like I said, there's no energy being given to that. We understand, because like I said, when we see something with slavery, oh my gosh, it touches us, it hurts us. We understand. But go after the right people. Don't try to butt break this man and make him as an example and treat him differently. Take away his livelihood. This man has a wife and a child. But is that, let's listen to some more.
Unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth. And I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? One of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book.
Now, that's a fact. That saying has been around for years and years and years. If you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. Okay? So that's why it's important that you read, that you study, that you know who you are. Like I said, we are black people, are the first people of this earth, and science proves it. Of this entire earth. Everything stems from us. You cannot get any other race without us. Okay? So let that sink in. Let's hear what else he have to say.
I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from. Like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the documentary listed among falsehoods. It said the Holocaust didn't happen.
Again, those falsehoods are unfortunate.
Again, this is a butt-breaking technique. You see what I'm saying? Why are they questioning him about this movie? This man did not write this movie. He did not produce this movie. He did not distribute this movie. He just shared a link on Twitter. Why is he being held accountable for this? Like I said, Shaq calling him an idiot. He played the movie in his theater years ago. So please stop. And stop bringing black men out coming against black men. And black men, if you don't have anything to say, or if you have something to say, just say no comment. Don't demonize this brother. Let's get back to what he was saying.
And it's not that I don't believe in the Holocaust. I never said that. Never, ever have said it. It's not come out of my mouth. I never tweeted it. I never liked anything like it. So the Holocaust in itself is an event that means something to a large group of people that suffered something that could have been avoided. No one said we had to practice racism. No one said we had to treat each other like garbage. No one said that I had to stand here today and understand that many people that come from generations 60 years ago, 40 years ago, enslaved some of my ancestors still spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and it's still going on. And you guys are asking me respectfully to speak on something that was a documentary that I had nothing to do with.
Exactly. This man had nothing to do with that.
Nothing.
Okay, Miss. The browser.
Huh?
You have two browsers.
Okay.
You have two browsers.
I don't know how to get out of it. Let me see.
Okay. I'm back for a second. All right. So he had nothing to do with this. While she fixes her thing, let's get
I
back.
didn't make it. So just please keep that same energy when you guys are addressing me.
Kyrie, for the record, do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect.
And see, that's the thing. That's the way mainstream media does. It will spin something until it is spent in the negative and the wrong way. They playing games with this man's life. They're playing games. They are butt breaking him in the press.
All walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Boom. See, that's the part right there. That's the part right there. That's part of the real issue. He cannot be anti-Semitic if he knows where he come from. Okay? And that's the problem. We need to know where we come from. And we
All right.
We come from the one God. Okay? But as science says, we are definitely here the first.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Kyrie, did you personally meet with the ADL?
I was informed that they wanted to have a meeting, and we handled it.
So if you didn't see the graphic on the video at the start, it said that Adam Silver will meet with Kyrie Irving to speak to him in person. And Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets have actually teamed up with the Anti-Defamation League, and both are donating $500,000 each toward causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in our communities. And Adam Silver made a statement about it, saying Kyrie Irving made a reckless decision to post a link to a film containing deeply offensive anti-Semitic material.
Okay. So I think you still have two browsers. Can you hear the feedback?
Yeah, I don't have but one device on, so I'm trying to figure out where's the other browser.
Do you look up top?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So anyway, we're going to go over these the things that he must do like he is a child in school. Okay? Like he is a child, not a grown man, but a child. He is not looked at as a man. He is looked at as a subpar human being because they have given him six things that he must do to return to work for sharing a tweet. Okay? All right, let's go over them. Issue an apology for posting a link to a movie on November 27th. Condemn the harmful and false content and make clear that he does not have anti-Jewish beliefs. Okay, he's already done that. He did it 3 times. It's not enough. They're still asking for more. Okay? Number 2, complete an anti-hate causes that Irving, the Nets, and the Anti-Defamation League agreed upon in their joint release on November 2nd, including $500,000 donation towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance in the communities. Okay, then they already suspended him for 5 games. Now they want 500,000, $500,000, and then he loses Nike deal. Okay, for sharing a link to a movie, not selling the movie. He hasn't gained any monetary value on this. Not writing, producing the movie, not distributing the movie, but sharing the link online and saying that he knows who he is. Okay. Number 3, complete sensitivity training created by the Nets. Number 4, complete anti-Semitic anti-hate training designed by the Nets. 5, meet with representatives from the Anti-Defamation League as well as Jewish community leaders in Brooklyn. 6, after completing 1 to 5, I mean, this reads like, remember when you were in the first grade and the teacher would come give you instructions and stuff? You know, this reads like that. After you do 1 through 5, then you do this. Meet with owner Joe Tassi and lead franchise officials and demonstrate the lessons learned, and that the gravity of the harm caused in the situation is understood, and provide assurance that this type of behavior will not be repeated. Stop, y'all. Y'all just need to stop. Okay? Just stop.
I don't know. There's nothing else on in this room. I don't know.
Okay. It might be. Turn down my. Okay. What? I'm gonna let you, because I've been talking.
Yeah, mainly what I want to say is the fact that when you post the list of things that this grown man, professional, educated black man has to do, again, this is basically the spreading of a cancer. So now we are at the point where it has spread, it has become malignant, been past treatment because of all the little fires of these sorts that have gone on over the years. And I haven't seen, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, we've had some civil rights people like that we could look up to in times past, but I have not seen in my day civil rights leaders as in the day of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Now, in our city, we do have Reverend Barber, who he travels the world and he's seen in certain places where he is advocating for NAACP issues. But I'm saying like on this level where it could backfire, and it will backfire, and it will affect our young men in the long run. And so at the very least, we should be concerned for our offsprings, and we need to start taking voice and taking issue with this, because no one person in this world, in our government, should be reprimanded this way. Literally, a whooping and a punishment has been issued to this man, not under the penal code. I don't even know what code this is, because this is not even a penal code issue. Like he said, have I broken any laws? Have I hurt anybody? But we have people that are breaking laws and hurting people and really like doing damage, like literally trying to kill people, that don't get this much press in the news. I want to say he's got more press than the man who beat Pelosi's husband. Like, this is really crazy to me. Like, we actually need to take issue, and I believe the way that we take issue is that we start where we are. You start when you see things manifest, because I've always been this person. Anybody that knows me, my whole life will tell you I've always taken issue with these types of
non-penal rules that people make up as they go. Because where did these rules come from? You sat down and made these rules when this happened. There was no standard by which we should tweet or what we can tweet. I mean, even when you look up the First Amendment, it does not. The only like measures of like where you would need to do caution is like hate speech, and even there's a definition for hate speech. What he did was not even hate speech. It was a tweeting of someone else's body of work. That's it. That's all he did. And like he said numerous times, like is Jeff Bezos getting this type of flack? I mean, anybody else getting these rules, these being penalized, being punished publicly, and it, like I said, like you said, it's a book breaking, but it's a public embarrassing, a public shaming to scare off anybody that would dare even want to know where they come from, basically.
Yes, it's a public lynching. It's a public lynching.
Yeah, it's against our heritage. And so I think that, like you said before, if we don't get together and really come together for real, I mean for real, like we have to come together. If it's not even Kanye, the man have been telling the secrets for years, but he's been labeled also. So why would anybody want to listen to this crazy guy? But he's actually not crazy. He's actually not crazy. He's actually very gifted, and he's actually speaking truth in code. Because he already knew if he'd come straight out, he would have been, cancel culture. He would have been, he had to issue it the way he have issued it. Because, first of all, I do believe he was chosen to do it for this generation, but also he understood the inner workings of the system.
Exactly. Because this is the thing. Remember during slavery, when it was time to escape, the slaves sang down by the river. We keep singing those songs, but those whole spiritual songs were instructions. And that's what Kanye has been doing, is giving instructions to the black people, but he was doing it in code. It's like Yeshua. He speaks in parables. So that's what Kanye was doing. But we have to wake up. Wake up.
That's good. That is good. Now, I never even saw it like that, but I just knew like it's a code. It is a absolute Negro spiritual in a different genre, but it still is a Negro spiritual, right? And so if we don't pick up on the cadence, then we're gonna be ate up. We're gonna be ate up. And then it will be another, Harriet Tubman that will have to be erected to help us escape. Because they're writing the laws as we speak.
Exactly. Because one thing that we say is that we have to, it says history will repeat itself if you don't know history. And that is what is happening. This right here is a precursor to a new slavery. This is slavery. This is a public lynching. This is a butt breaking. These are the tactics of a slave master that's being lodged against that Nick Cannon. He was butt broke and lynched. Kanye and Kyrie.
Yeah. And I've been saying it like when I was in my 20s. When I started noticing certain things in the workplace, I would tell my dad, I was like, it's the same slavery. It's just on paper. It's just they don't use whips, they use pens. And I'm like, it's the same exact way. Because we were very conscious in our home, like we my parents wanted us to watch Roots. They wanted us to know like how we came to be who we are. And so then I would pick up on these things. I was like, so they're not whooping us, they're not buying us, but they buy us by writing with the pen so we won't talk. And then I would notice Az how all my other counterparts, of my same persuasion, they would be so scared because, oh, look what happened to Carmena. Same thing. Same, the public embarrassment. The same thing. And then, because of God, I'm not so hard on people because I understand the dynamics of what kind of strategies are being used. But at some point, even most recently as this year, I've told certain colleagues, I was like, your life is good because of me. Because I had to speak up and be publicly embarrassed, now you get to live good. Because there are certain laws in place if they even get out of line. Right as of today, there are laws that will protect us and will defend us. But we don't know what's going to happen in the next election. We don't know what's going to happen. Because this right here, like you said, is a precursor. It's a precursor. So when they're like, oh, it's good for us now. Look at us, sis. And I'm like, that's because they've already got one.
Exactly. And it's not a, we think we got it good, but we really don't have it good. You have it good as far as them, others in, 50, 60 years ago, but we in 2022, not 1942, not 1952. And the same thing, y'all better stop worrying about, it's important for you to get that bag, but put that money back in your community, in the community. And I applaud all the other races for doing that. We have to learn to do that. And we can't point the finger at someone else pouring our money when you don't have your own. So what our challenge to, and we're going to end soon, and we're going to come back because this is a constant conversation. But what our challenge to you men, you women, black people, is to build your own. Build it in a sense so nobody can take it from you. Understand that.
I agree. I totally agree. And the building starts on getting educated. And when there are things that are offered in our community that we can benefit from, we need to show up. Because I'm around people that offer seminars and they offer classes and they're nominal fees, and we can learn to build, we can learn to grow, we can learn to put safety measures on our inheritances. So do not be the people that, where God is saying, you said I need help, and God said, well, I sent the boat, I sent the plane, I sent this. That was me helping. And so don't be the people that are complaining about help when all the time God has sent different things your way to help build. So that's what I have to say, Az, is that don't miss your opportunity to learn.
Exactly. And, there's so many opportunities out here, but like I said, you all, things have got to change. You've got to stop looking at surface stuff and look at the root cause. Like I said, we're talking today. We're going to be talking again because we know things are moving fast. Carmena, did you have anything else to say before we close out this? I know you have to get to work soon.
I'll have to say is tomorrow, do what you're supposed to do. Be led by the Spirit. And it's not about blue or red. It's about what Jesus said. We need to understand the moral fabric of people that are holding office, and that we need to definitely rely heavily on discernment rather than red or blue.
And for people to study to show yourself approved, look at these candidates good. Do not worry about the letter behind their name, because some people that you think got one letter, they're doing something else. One person you think got another letter, they're doing something else. Look into what they represent. Get out and vote, and look at the cities that are most impacted by Black America and how they have not overcame. If you're in one of those cities, then you need to change course and vote a different way. Okay? But either way, you need to get out and vote. Either way. But we're going to come back. Apostle Carmena, I appreciate you all. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Share this video. Get it out to people, because we want everybody to know. We appreciate you, Apostle Carmena. We're going to come back. Like I said, everybody, Save News TV on Roku and Amazon Fire is where you'll be able to see this. They shadow ban Save News TV all the time. They've been doing it for years. But to God be the glory. He has made a way of escape for us. So anyway, everybody, we thank you so much for being here. We love you. God bless. Bye.